What's up, everyone? I'm going to talk about a recent show, try to do it a little bit differently this time. So, on the 15th, I think, um, Snuffed on Site, Final Resting Place, Torture, Altar, and Blood Starved Beast at Empire Underground in Albany, New York. So, kind of the hardcore beatdown, kind of a little bit of death metal stuff mixed in there. It was like a nice spread, but still within the same ballpark. Um, I don't think it was sold out, but definitely a good crowd. I was excited to see Final Resting Place and Torture. I didn't really know anything about Altar or Bloodstarved Beast, and I've seen Stuff on Site once before, so it was a good mix. Um, Overall, all the bands delivered kind of the death beatdown hardcore set that some people want, right? They just want to come there and beat each other up. Dancing was definitely less of a priority this time, right? There's a little bit of a push pit at one point in the night, but it was definitely the kind of show where like people were going to like lay it on each other. So Bloodstarved Beast, local group, local openers, they didn't really do much for me. It felt kind of disorganized, but the crowd really liked them. They got the crowd hyped up. Got the pit started right away. So that was good to see. Altar for me was like the spotlight of the night. Definitely more death metal than anything, but they had some really interesting parts to their songs. So it wasn't just like pure death metal. It wasn't deathcore. It wasn't beatdown. It was like mostly death metal with some nice rounding from these other elements, which was a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed Altar a lot. Definitely would like to see them again. Torture was up next. Torture was a group I had been waiting to see. I like kind of their message, and a three-piece with the drummer as the vocals, like that. That's not a common thing. So it was cool to finally see them. The set itself, they delivered the music, but the performance was guitarist with back to the crowd, couldn't really see the drummer, and the bassist was like going along headbanging, doing his thing. So they played great, and I think they have some interesting compositions to their song. But I wanted to see a little bit more from the band. It was similar with Final Resting Place, like the band really good, really heavy, delivered a lot of like brutal music, but nothing was really happening on stage, and the vocalist was just kind of walking around. And I've noticed that more and more lately, it seems like this is the role of the bands, is to like do this while the crowd performs. And I know it's, everybody's going to be a little bit different with how they perform, but the night kind of felt like this. Snuffed on Site wasn't a world different. They definitely had more energy, more attitude on the stage, but the overall effect was the same. So the crowd seemed to really enjoy every band, and the crowd was definitely there again. They were there to do some damage rather than just like dance and get into the music that way. So kind of a mixed bag depending on your preference. During Final Resting Place's set, somebody wasn't paying attention to where they were surfing, or the crowd wasn't paying entire attention. I don't know what happened, but dude dove kind of at the edge of the pit into a smaller group of people and kind of went straight to his head. So knocked himself out. Ambulance ride to the hospital. I have no idea how it was. I knew that he cut his head open. But yeah, he hit hard. So I think I caught part of the dive on film. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to look back through the footage yet, but so that's always a thing too. Like head on a swivel, but if you're diving, you gotta like know where you're going, especially near the edge of the pit. So that was really unfortunate, obviously, but presumably we all know the risk going in. So overall, for me, it was cool to finally see some of these bands. It was really cool to see Altar, and that's Altar, local band, not the Dutch band or the other band. But I feel like this is the type of setup I could probably pass on. That being said, I would like to see Torture and Final Resting Place again. Maybe a different lineup, maybe a different night. I don't know. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's that. You can see all the sets down below, kind of from not the side stage, but a little bit of an angle, and see for yourself. If you agree, if you were there, I'd love to hear your insight. Maybe people in the back or on the other side had a different experience. But all that being said, this is my kind of last show for about a month and a half. I've got some really cool stuff going on in my personal world, which I'm very excited about. So it'll keep me from shows for a while, but I'm going to try to get some interviews and maybe like album reviews or something like that up during that time. And I've got some old short clips that I've dug up that I got about 1,000 to put up, so they'll be making their way up to all the way back to pre-pandemic, so we'll see. Anyway, until next time, keep going to shows, drop some comments, and see you later.